Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome back to another 10 Talk Tuesday. We're going to be looking at whether you should read for your spouse, your significant other, or your partner. Tarot, Oracle, Lenormand. Should you actually do this? Hi, welcome back. I do have a small issue with this, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because you know your significant other so well, or you should know them so well, that it kind of, in my mind, it will bias the reading, okay? I would much rather, if my partner wants to go for a tarot reading or have a tarot reading or tea leaf reading or whatever, I would rather send them to somebody else to have that reading done than do it myself, because I am obviously in possession of a lot of information that I will, without even knowing it, project onto that reading. I think it's very difficult to do a reading for someone that you know so well, because you are going to be biased, you are going to project. So how do we get around this? Well, I must be honest with you, there really isn't any way to get around this. There is only one solution, and that is to send them off to somebody else to have their reading done. The other thing that I have a problem with is, let's say you are able to not project anything onto the reading, and something significant and incredibly personal that even he or she doesn't want you to know about. Let's say something like that comes up. How would you deal with that? Let's say something about your relationship between each other comes up. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to accept the fact that this has come up? Or how are you going to perhaps, or you will perhaps try and change the outcome of the reading subtly, okay? Or what you might do is you might not give the accurate reading, you might deliberately keep that back. So can you see all the kind of hurdles that you would have to go through to do a reading for your partner? I would much rather send them off to somebody else. Now, a lot of people do read for their spouse or their partner or whatever, and a lot of people will disagree with me here. That's okay, you can. And they'll say, you know what, because I know the person so well, it's because I know them so well that I can do a really good in-depth reading for them. I disagree with that, but let's think about that for a minute. Let's think about whether a reading would be that much more concise, precise, and relative if you know the person intimately. Do you think that would enhance the reading, or do you think, as I do, it would be more difficult? Leave comments. I want to know about this. Okay, I want to know what you think this kind of situation would call for. I want to know whether you think you, as a tarot reader, would be more correct in your reading or your interpretation if you know the person and you know their deepest, darkest bits and pieces. Having said that, remember this: no matter how close you are to someone, if they are your husband or your wife, or you've been together as a couple for 20 years, there is still a part of that person that you don't know. We all say, I know that person. I know my husband inside out. I know his every deepest, darkest secret. I actually finish his sentences for him. That may well be, but there is a side. There are certain things that you don't know about. Okay? It's called human nature, people. There are certain things that we don't tell. And I'm not talking about huge, life-changing things. I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, they had an affair, now they're hiding it from you. It's not about that. It's about deep-rooted beliefs and deep-rooted ideas and thoughts that that person will have, okay? And that you are not privy to, all right? Day-to-day thoughts that might occur to them, that they might not even know to mention to you, they might have forgotten, but there is there is that side, there is that part that you will never know, no matter how much you think that you know your partner. There is that small little part that you don't know. So be aware of that when you are doing a reading, if you do a reading for them. Be very aware of that, because in tarot reading, and you guys know that as tarot readers, you know this, in a tarot reading, you don't know what's going to come up. Even if you know that person really, really well and intimately, as you say, you still don't know what the cards are going to bring up, okay? So be very aware when you do a reading for someone close. Be very aware of that fact. The reading might be exactly what they need, but it might not be what you want or what you are expecting. So prepare yourself for that. Look, sometimes it's not going to happen. Sometimes you'll do a reading for your husband and it'll be a fantastic reading. Lovey, you're going to get a promotion at work. Oh, yay. The kid's going to be fall out of the tree, but you know what? You're going to be there and you're going to help the child. Tower card, big change. Sometimes that does work, all right? It does work out that way. But often, because of the nature of what tarot reading is, often deeper things come out. Deeper things are shown. And that will be a real challenge for you as a reader. And also it will be a challenge for them, because suddenly you are more privy to that side of them that they've held back. They might not even know they've held it back. Okay, I'm not saying, as I said to you, I'm not saying they've got this deep, dark secret they're hiding from you, okay? They're not an assassin for the KGB or something like that. But what I am saying to you is it might be uncomfortable for them if you suddenly start reading stuff or interpreting stuff that is, wow, that's making you uncomfortable. Because it's making you uncomfortable, it makes them uncomfortable. Can you see how deep the rabbit hole goes, to paraphrase The Matrix, okay? I personally would just stay away from this. I wouldn't do it. I would shy away from it. I would, as I said in the beginning of this video, send my spouse or my beloved off to another tarot reader or tassiographer or whatever, okay? Go and let him or her have their palm read by Madame Zelda down the road, or the local wise woman who lives in the cottage 3 doors down from you, all right? Don't. My personal advice, take it, don't take it. If you disagree with me nicely down below in the comments. But my personal advice to you would be mark it up, sell it on. Okay, mark it up, sell it on, and send them off to somebody else. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and I will see you next Tuesday for some more 10 Talk.